Monsieur Forrester, how nice to see you. It's a pleasure.
Good evening, Philippe.
Good evening. Miss Spencer, welcome to Cafe Russe.
Thank you.
Do you have a table for us, Philippe?
For you, always the best in the house. Please follow me.
Thank you.
May I bring you some wine, perhaps champagne?
Caroline?
Why don't you decide? We did have champagne at Dad's.
Why don't we stick with that? A bottle of your best, please, Philippe.
But of course.
I guess I'm notorious now. First the maitre d' and now all of them. They can't keep their eyes off me.
It's because you're a very beautiful woman. Do you know how gorgeous you look tonight?
Thank you. But that is not why they're looking at me, and you know it. They're looking at me because they recognize me from the trial. I can imagine what's going on in their minds. There's the woman who was raped.
Forget them. Tonight, there's only you and me.
You're right. And you want to know something? I can forget them. Because I'm not going to hide anymore. I'm not going to be ashamed. That part of my life is behind me now.
Good girl.
I cannot even tell you how good it feels to be able to unwind again. To be able to smile. I wasn't sure this day would ever come. When Ron Deacon would be behind bars and I could feel safe again.
And you are safe.
Enjoy your evening.
Would you do something for me? Join me in a promise? Let's make a pact. Never to mention Ron Deacon's name ever again.
All right. I like that promise. In fact, let's drink to it.
No, I have a better toast. To what could be the most important evening of our lives.
My whole future could depend on that letter.
It would never work for Ridge and Caroline. She'd only be hurt again. If Caroline ever sees that letter, we both risk losing the person we love. You're perfect for Ridge. We can help each other, Brooke. We have to find a way to stop him. We can help each other. Help each other. Help each other.
Hi, honey. Oh, by the way, Katie will be spending the night at Janet's.
Tonight?
Mm-hmm. She and Janet are studying for an exam. Oh, it's a letter for Caroline.
Yeah.
Must have been hand-delivered. What a relief for Caroline to have that trial over with. Hopefully, she'll be able to just put this whole ordeal behind her now. I assume she's out celebrating somewhere? With Thorne?
Sorry, Mom.
You're very preoccupied. I just asked if Caroline is out with Thorne. Or is it that she might be with Ridge? Is that what's worrying you?
Hey, you look like you just lost your best friend.
What?
You miss him, don't you?
Who?
Who? Who else? Rocco. Old lover boy? Place just ain't the same without him, is it?
You're right. I do miss Rocco. Mostly I miss having him around to talk to.
Yeah, that guy does have a mouth on him.
Oh, come on, Stacy. You two got on each other's nerves, but you miss him too.
Yeah, Rocco's a good kid. So what are you still doing hanging around here? Your shift was up an hour ago.
Don't much feel like going home.
Wait a minute, I thought you lived with some big hunk.
Mark, yeah.
Don't sound too happy about it.
Well, you know, Stacy, moving in together isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Why? What's the matter?
Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
It's boring. It's not fun, it's not romantic, it's none of those things I thought it would be. And we always end up fighting. Mark starts telling me what I should do and what I shouldn't do. Like today, for example. I went to this modeling agency, and the guy there was really encouraging. He thinks I might be able to make it as a model. But I know how Mark's gonna react. He's gonna be really down on the whole thing.
So who cares? It's your life.
Oh, I wish I could make him see that. Makes me not even want to go home.
So don't.
What?
Don't go home. Who needs that kind of static?
Yeah, well, where else should I go? I don't want to go back to my family.
Would you go find Rocco? He's obviously the one who turns you on.
I wish it were that simple.
Well, why shouldn't it be?
No, I gotta go home. One way or the other, I'm gonna have to deal with Mark. So I might as well do it now. Thanks for listening.
Good luck.
No, Caroline is not with Ridge.
Oh?
She called earlier. She was over at her father's with Thorne. I think that those two went out to dinner.
I'm glad. Caroline deserves a good time. I hope he took her someplace really special.
I'm sure he did. I have a feeling this could be the night Thorne pops the big question.
Thorne's gonna propose to her?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Caroline could be very vulnerable right now to marriage after all she's been through. To the right man. You may have your chance with Ridge after all.
Who knows?
Well, I better be going. We're catering tonight at the Michelsons. Post-concert soiree, as she calls it. Won't be home till very late.
Okay.
Brooke, try not to worry so much. I know how you feel about Ridge. But whichever brother Caroline decides on, at this point, there's really not very much you can do. It's out of your hands, my darling.
No, Mother. You're wrong about that.
Do you know how good it is to see you smile again?
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Much too long.
Well, I finally have something to smile about. I haven't been this relaxed in many months. Thank you for dinner. It was wonderful.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And now, you know what I'd really like to do?
What?
Would you believe I want to go home and go to bed? I am really exhausted. The pressure of the last few weeks is finally catching up with me. And the idea of sleep sounds very inviting.
Not gonna nod off on me right now, are you?
No, I think I have another few good minutes left.
Good. Do you remember what I told you I was going to do? once the trial was over. It's time, Caroline. I don't want to be without you for another minute. Let's make plans for our future together. Will you be my wife?
I've got to find something better to do with my life. I need something more. Doesn't even look like he's home. Great.
Welcome home.
What is all this?
Dinner for two. What's it look like?
Why?
Because I figure we deserve it. You know, Donna, I took a long look in the mirror today, and I didn't like what I saw. You know what I'm turning into? My old man. I mean, all I do is work. And when I'm not working, I'm complaining. This is not what we were going for when we moved in together.
You're right about that.
So step one is candlelit dinner. What do you say?
I don't know. Mark, I really can't believe all this.
Well, believe it. Because this is what it's gonna be like every night. Well, maybe not every night, but we're gonna start enjoying ourselves. Why? The worst thing that can happen in a relationship is when people start taking each other for granted. And I do not want that to happen to us, Donna. To us. A new beginning. And you've got to admit that you must have been wondering lately if moving in with me wasn't one of the worst ideas of your life.
Yeah, I admit it.
Well, all that's about to change. I promise. Things are only gonna get better. Give me a chance. I want to show you how happy I can make you.
Brooke, hi.
Oh, hi. I didn't expect you guys home so early. I thought you were out celebrating.
Well, we were, but I was a spoiled sport. Thorne took me out to an absolutely gorgeous dinner at Cafe Russe, and I started nodding off before dessert.
She's exhausted.
Well, I told Thorne I think that this whole trial thing is catching up with me.
I figured the nicest thing I could do is bring her home and let her get a good night's sleep.
That sounds wonderful.
Would you like me to make you some chamomile tea? I know that that's the best thing to help you sleep.
Well, I'd love some, but you don't have to make it. I'll do it. Either of you care to join me?
No, thanks.
Okay, I'll just put some water on.
What about the letter? Did you take care of it?
You know, this is crazy. I don't need any chamomile tea. I don't need anything. Nothing's gonna keep me from falling asleep tonight.
Sounds like my cue to get lost.
I'm sorry, Thorne. I'm not good for anything tonight. Am I being impossible?
I wouldn't change a thing. I understand. How about if I call you first thing in the morning?
Okay, but not too first thing. Thanks for tonight.
Tonight is just the beginning. Let her, Brooke. Did you handle it?
Caroline, I am so happy for you.
It's over, Brooke. It's finally really over.
And you won.
Thank God. I don't know if I could have handled going through all that for nothing.
You really should feel proud. It's not every woman who would get up there and put herself on the line the way you did, facing up to Ron Deacon and making him pay for what he did. I mean, that took real guts.
You know, I learned something about myself. I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. And I also learned something else. How really important my friends are. Without you and Thorne, I never would have gotten through this. I mean it, you two were wonderful. Always putting me first. Keeping my best interests in mind. I don't know what I ever did to deserve such good friends.
Well, it goes both ways. You're the best friend I ever had.
All right, enough of this. This is one friend, if she doesn't get some sleep, is going to collapse right here. Come on, come up with me. And I'll tell you what happened tonight while I get dressed for bed.
Sure.
You know, you can be a good cook when you want to be.
Well, it's about time I started pulling my weight. And from now on, we are going to take turns making dinner. There is no reason why you should do all the cooking and cleaning just because you're the woman. Okay?
Yeah, I think that's great.
And we've got to find more time to talk, Donna. I mean, all the things that we used to do when we were dating, they seem to have gotten lost somewhere. And I want it back. All of it. So, tell me about your day. What'd you do?
You really want to know?
Of course.
I went to that modeling agency I told you about. And Mark, I know you didn't want me to go.
Donna, it's okay. I'm not going to get on your case.
Well, the guy there was really neat. And he liked me. He thinks I might have what it takes to be a model.
If that's what you want to do, it's cool with me.
Do you really mean that?
Just be careful. I mean, this guy may be everything you think he is, but you hear stories about these people and the scams they pull.
Mark, I'm a big girl. I can take care of myself.
Okay. I only worry because I love you.
It's gonna work.
It's gonna work out great. I'm talking about you and me, Donna. It's gonna work out great. And whatever it takes, I don't ever want to lose you.
So, what happened tonight?
Well, would you believe Thorne proposed to me?
Now, why doesn't that surprise me?
Well, I knew that he was going to once the trial was over, but it still kind of took my breath away.
This has been quite a day for you.
I'll say.
What'd you tell Thorne?
I told him that I'll give him his answer tomorrow. Brooke, this is the biggest decision of my life. I have to give it some time to settle in. And I'd also appreciate the advice of my best friend. What do you think I should do? Should I marry Thorne? Well, let's talk about it in the morning. Right now, all I want to do is get some sleep.
Sure. I'd be glad to give you any advice I can.